Hello, welcome to this session. So in this session, we'll be talking about text styling. So this is the HTML with heading 1, heading 2, and a p tag. So I'll go ahead and go to the styles.css. So in styles.css, like in the former in previous class, we have already talked about the color. So let's say we have the p tag. All you just need to do is to specify the color property, then select the color that you want. So if I give it a brown, I can click here to select the color that I want it to be. Let's say somewhere around here. So you can change the color as well to hexadecimal. Maybe select a green color. So this is how to add color in on CSS. So let's talk about another property which we call the text align. So text align is used to align content in the browser. So we have different values for it. So let me put a blue color here so that it will be visible. Okay, so to include the text listen to use text align, you write text align. So under text align, if you use center, it's going to be aligned in the middle. Then I can use text align left, which is the default for it. Then I can use text align right. Then there's also a value for justify. So you can just play around with other values of text align. All you just need to do is to write text align like this. Then Visual Studio will show you the different values you can use. We have the text align start, which is the default. Then we also have, you can use the text align end. So you can just play around with different values of text align. So let's talk about the text decoration. So let me do that on the h1 tag. So in the h1 tag, you just simply write on text decoration. So these are different values you can put for it. I can use line through. So this kind of gives it as if it cancelled the element. Then you also have another one which is overline, which is going to draw a line on top of it. We have the overline, then we have the underline. Then we can as well have the underline and the overline together. You can see the two lines. So we can as well have other this thing that we can add to the text decoration. Let's assume we want it to be somehow dotted. We don't want the line to be solid. We can use dotted. Then we can specify a color for it by using let's say blue or blue violet, any color that you just want to. So this is for the text decoration. So we have another one which we call the text transform. So let me say I use the h1 as well. Then I'll write text transform. So lowercase, which will take everything to lowercase. Then in the p tag, let me show you this one. If I do text transform and I use capitalize, if you notice that the first letter of each word is going to be capital letter. So let's talk about the letter spacing and the word spacing. So let me simply cancel this to take it back to default. So letter spacing is talking about the space between each letter. You can see that it's the default values that are being applied there. So if you want to override that, let's do it for the p tag. You can do letter spacing. Let's say I give it 10 pixel space. You can see that the space between each letter is now 10 pixel. so I can change it to 5. So this is the property for that. You can just adjust the values to get the one that you just want to when designing your website. Then we also have word spacing. So word spacing is talking about the space between words. So if I clean this one, then I'll write on word spacing. Let's say I give it 10 px. So you can see that the difference between letter spacing and word spacing is that word is going to give a space between each word. This is a word, this is a word. The letter spacing remains intact. So this is how to apply letter spacing and word spacing. So let's talk about this one, which is text shadow. So let me select the h1 element. So in order to specify to put a text shadow, you start with the property of text shadow. Then inside there you specify the horizontal and the vertical value. So let me say I'm specifying 2px for the both of them, both vertical and horizontal. So you can see the text shadow is coming out here. So if I want to customize it more, I can actually add the color of the shadow that I want. Let's say I want to give it a red shadow. You can see that we're having a text shadow that has a red color. So there's also a third property I can add to, a third value I can add to this text shadow. So that one is called the blur value. So let me give it something like 5 px. So you can see that the shadow is looking a bit blur and making the main text to appear well. So this is how to include text shadow. So see you in the next class.